You ever live with someone who turns your nights into torture and then laughs it off like it's no big deal? Imagine being trapped in a tiny cabin in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by silence, except the sound of a human chainsaw 3 feet away. That was my life for 3 months aboard the Royal Meridian, a cruise ship that was supposed to be my dream job. Instead, it became my private hell, until I taught my snoring roommate a lesson she'll never forget. If you ever had a roommate from hell, or someone who refused to respect your peace, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this is one of those stories where karma didn't take its sweet time. It hit on replay. My name's Maya, and in 2022 I landed my dream job, a performer on a luxury cruise line. Imagine traveling the world, singing on stage, getting paid to see new cities every few days. There was just one catch. You don't choose your cabin, you share it. They paired me with Claire, a 27-year-old dancer from Florida. She had a bright laugh, perfect hair, and the confidence of someone who'd never been told no in her life. At first, we got along fine. She loved her skincare routines. I loved my quiet nights. It seemed balanced, until the first night at sea. At 1:17 a.m., a sound ripped through the silence, deep guttural, vibrating through thin metal walls. It wasn't just snoring. It was a storm of snores. I froze on my top bunk, heart pounding. It sounded like she was drowning, choking, gasping between snores like her body couldn't decide if it wanted to breathe or hibernate. I leaned over the bunk, whispering, "Claire, you okay?" No response, just a louder growl. 2. The struggle, sleep deprivation on the ocean. That first night, I barely slept. The second night, I tried earplugs. The third, noise-canceling headphones. Nothing helped. Her snoring vibrated through the bed frame, through my skull. By day 6, I was a zombie performing under bright stage lights, makeup hiding the dark circles under my eyes. After rehearsal one night, I finally brought it up. "Hey, Claire," I said gently, "you snore?" "A lot. Like, it's pretty bad. Maybe we could find a solution?" She laughed, actually laughed. "Oh, come on, it's not that bad. You're just a light sleeper." My jaw dropped. "No. Seriously, I can hear you over the anchor when we dock." She smirked, flipping her hair. "Well, I sleep fine. Guess that's your problem." That sentence hit like a slap. Your problem. I went to bed that night, knowing one thing. This wasn't a roommate issue anymore. It was a respect issue. 2 weeks later, we had a marathon performance day. Up at 8 a.m., sound check, back-to-back shows, rehearsals. I didn't stop moving until 11 p.m. I crawled into bed, exhausted, eyes burning, and within 5 minutes, RRAWWRRHHHH. I wanted to scream. My chest tightened, my eyes filled with tears. I couldn't keep doing this. So around 3 a.m., I pulled out my phone and hit record. For the next 5 minutes, I captured every growl, every wheeze, every nightmare snore. It was haunting, but it was proof. The next afternoon, I went to grab lunch when Claire walked in, yawning. "Ugh, I'm exhausted," she groaned. "I'm taking a nap." "Sure," I said with the calmest smile of my life. She climbed into her bunk, pulled her blanket up, and within seconds, silence. Perfect. I pulled out my phone, turned up the volume, and pressed play. Her own snoring filled the cabin, loud, echoing, vibrating off the walls. Claire shot up like she'd been electrocuted. "What are you doing?" she shrieked. I looked her dead in the eye. "Oh, this? That's you. You said it's not a big deal, right?" Her face turned red. "Turn that off." "Why?" "You sleep fine through it." I just thought maybe I'd learn to appreciate the sound. She stormed out, muttering curses under her breath. For 3 straight days, every time she tried a nap, I played the snoring. Loud, crisp, unedited. By day 4, we were both summoned to the crew manager's office. Claire went in first. I could hear muffled arguing through the door. When it was my turn, I calmly showed him the audio recording. Her choking, gasping, relentless snoring. The manager sighed. "Claire, you can't ignore someone's need for rest," he said. "And Maya, while I don't love the revenge soundtrack, I understand why you did it. Claire glared at me, eyes narrow, jaw clenched. But karma wasn't done. 2 days later, we got reassigned. New roommates. She ended up with a cabin right next to the engine room. Constant humming. Constant vibration. Fitting, don't you think? When I moved into my new cabin, I slept for 12 straight hours. No snores. No vibrations. Just a gentle sway of the ship and the sound of waves. It felt like heaven. Sometimes, payback doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be poetic and perfectly timed. This whole thing taught me something simple but powerful. Disrespect often starts small. A dismissive laugh. A careless word. But when you ignore someone's peace, you lose their respect. And when that happens, you might just end up hearing yourself in surround sound. If that dose of cruise ship karma made you smile, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest but most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And of course, subscribe for more true stories of poetic justice. Because sometimes revenge doesn't echo. It replays